Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this new video. I'm Christelle. This video is the recording of the latest session I held on Zoom with the candidates who are preparing the EAMAC contest. We worked on picture description and reading comprehension. Once again, guys, this video was recorded for those of you who could not attend the session. I received lots of messages from people telling me that they knew nothing about the session. A post was made about a week ago on my Facebook page with a link to a WhatsApp group. It is in that group that I shared the information about the session. I'm sorry if you did not get the message, but it only means that you are not already following me, guys, which is crazy at this point. Feel free to watch the video now, find the group and ask as many questions as you can. If you feel the need to practice English speaking, picture description, and reading comprehension, reach out to me. I'll do my best to help. Please like, comment, and most importantly, share the video to help others. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Have fun, guys! So I prepared a little presentation today on picture description and reading comprehension. It's not much, but it might help you prepare your test. Okay, I'll stop sharing right now to identify who the person who is talking. Okay, perfect. I've muted their mics. Now let's go back to our presentation. So I was saying that I have prepared a little presentation for you guys on picture description and reading comprehension. From what I hear, you talked about picture description last week with Nasma or the week before. Is there anyone who can remind me very briefly what you guys talked about? No one? Is there anyone here that was present at the session with Nasma? Sherifa, thanks. Can you tell us or remind us what you talked about? Sherifa, are you with us?
Hello.
Hello, dear.
Hello, can anyone get me?
Yes, we are getting you, Sherifa. Go ahead.
Okay, last week you spoke about many things. You gave us some tips about what we'll see during the reading comprehension, picture description, like how to introduce ourselves. And then you also spoke about the English level that is required, like about is it OACE, something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
The International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO in English.
Okay.
Okay, I was not talking about my session. I remember what we did during my session. I was talking about the part where you described pictures. I just wanted a reminder of the session so that I don't give you redundant information. Weren't you present during the part about picture description?
No, I was not present.
Okay, thanks.
I was present just for the self-introduction part.
All right, no problem. We're going to discuss picture description anyway. So if there's something that you know already or that you feel you don't need, just let me know in the chat or ask to talk about it, and I'll let you. So I'm sharing my screen again. Guys, during your test, you're going to have to describe a picture and probably summarize the text, talk about a specific topic in a text. So today we're going to talk about those two things: picture description, reading comprehension, and then we'll have examples. And I'll need volunteers to describe pictures and summarize text. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to ask you, is there anyone who would like to describe this picture? Anyone can try. Who wants to try? I need the session to be interactive. I need you guys to participate so that we'll know what to correct.
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Are you listening me? Okay,
Yes.
I'm gonna try. This picture shows us a plane in an airport. It is an operation of getting a. There's too much noise where.
Okay, no problem. If no one else wants to try, then we're going to move on. Okay. So guys, before we start, I'd like to remind you of something. The reason why you guys do picture description during the test is that it's an excellent method to assess communicative skills and oral performance, okay? When you describe a picture, the examiner can decide whether or not you're good in communicating in English in general and how good you are in oral language. So this is something that was researched. It's not the examiner who decides to do picture description so that they will assess your level. It's something which is known. It's known that picture description is a good activity to assess a candidate's level. Okay, when you want to describe a picture, you have to remember that you want your listener to be able to visualize the situation that you are describing as perfectly as you can see it in the picture. You want to use details that you would love a speaker to use if they were describing a picture to you. So you're going to be given a picture. The picture is almost always, if not always, associated with a story. You have to find the story and tell it beautifully to your examiner. Now, there are many parts when you want to describe a picture. You always have to start with an introduction. Then you move on to giving as many details as possible about the picture. Then you speculate, or you can do both at once. That's giving details and speculating at the same time. And while doing that, you have to use connectors, discourse markers, as many words as possible to show how wide your range of vocabulary is to your examiner. So, guys, if you have any question, don't hesitate to stop me and ask your question in the chat.
Is this to stop me?
Did anyone say something? Okay, I'll keep going then. So this is how you introduce your picture description. You can start with one sentence or two maximum that gives the most important information or the general idea in the picture. This is what Yvan, I think it was Yvan, tried to do. Unfortunately, there was too much noise where he is. Okay, Yvan says in the chat, mute your microphones, guy. He's right. There's someone making so much noise. Mute your microphones, please.
Mute.
I'll stop sharing for a moment and find the person who is making that much noise. Okay, I think I found the person. Perfect. I'm going back to my screen. So I was saying that you start describing a picture by giving one sentence, which is going to gather the most important information or the general idea of the picture. When you look at a picture, you think of something. There is no way you can look at a picture and not think immediately about something. There is something important in that picture, and you want to introduce your picture description by talking about that specific thing before you move on to talking about all of the details included in the picture. And the sentences that you can use, or the phrases that you can use to do such things, for example, you can use, this is a picture of, okay? This picture or this photo shows. Another example, in this picture, I can see. Another example again, this is a picture or this is a collision between two aircraft, okay? Now, if someone wants to try, can you introduce a picture description for this photo?
Me, I can try.
Mohammed, yes, please go ahead.
Okay. In this picture, we can see an aircraft which is parking on the airport. In this picture, the aircraft is connected with a hub bridge to permit the passenger boarding on the plane.
Mohammed, is that your, did you hear what I asked? I asked just to introduce the description, not to describe the full picture. Okay.
Okay.
If you're asked to describe a picture, how do you start? That's what I wanted you to do. And I think it was an excellent attempt. You said, this is...
In this picture, I can see.
Yes, go ahead. In this picture,
aircraft.
I can see, yes.
I can see an aircraft which is parked in the airport or in the apron.
Very good. Are you a student or maybe an intern? Do you work at the SEC now already?
No, I am a student.
Okay, I'm just curious to know how you know about an apron.
I prepare my exam for ATC just.
Okay, I'm not sure you guys can be given pictures of aircraft. Well, it can happen, okay? And if it does, don't panic if you don't have the vocabulary, but that was a good attempt.
I just want to be able to describe the picture, like the picture which is concerns the aviation.
Okay, but that's very good. It's very good. So you won't be caught off guard during your test. That's good. So that was a perfect introduction. I don't know if everyone listened. You said, in this picture, I can see an aircraft parked on the apron.
Yeah, and the aircraft is connected with the hub bridge to permit the passenger boarding on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
We can see
there. Yeah. There you are already giving details, okay? The first sentence alone was a good introduction. When you say that kind of sentence, even if the examiner has their eyes closed, they can imagine what you're going to talk about. They can already picture the aircraft, okay, on the apron. So that was a very good attempt of introduction. I hope you guys have understood what I have just said. So when you want to start describing a picture in one sentence, just talk about the most important information that you can see in the picture. In this case, it is the aircraft connected to the jetty.
Yeah,
that was good, Mohammed. Thank you.
Thank you.
So Mohammed wanted to continue and now give us an in-depth description. This is the following part. It comes right after the first part, the introduction. So once you've introduced your description, you can now go on to give every detail in the picture. And it's recommended, in general to start from the most important detail to the less important detail. So for example, if I come back to this picture, don't start to talk about the trash cans that you see in the foreground before you start talking about the aircraft, which is in the middle ground. You talk about the main idea, which you introduced, which you referred to in the introduction. You develop about it, and then you move on to smaller details like the markings, like the background, the grass which is there, like the people in front of the aircraft or in front of the talk. But the most important thing you have to do is give every detail. You can locate everything you talk about in the picture. Let me go back. For example, once you arrive at the trash can and you want to talk about the trash cans here, you can give their position in the picture. You can say, for example, in the foreground, I can see 3 trash cans. Okay. Or you can say at the, is it the bottom right corner?
I just want to introduce my description. After that, I go to the foreground and background and also the foreground.
Can you say that again, please? Is that Mohammed? Yes.
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 First, I want to introduce the picture.
You want to describe the picture?
Yeah.
Okay, can you let us finish the presentation about picture description, and then you have the opportunity to describe the full picture. Is that okay?
Okay, thank you.
Perfect. So I think Mohammed kind of has a great idea of how a picture is described. That's what he just talked about. When you finish with the main idea and you start giving details, you can give more details about the middle ground, then you come to the foreground and go back to the background. You can talk about what's at the top, at the bottom, on the left, on the right. You can locate absolutely every detail on the picture and use those phrases to show the examiner that you know what you're talking about. So the things that you can talk about in this picture, for example, are parts of the aircraft. You can talk about the weather. You can talk about the time of the day. You can talk about the layout, the physical damages, if there are, on the fuselage. You can talk about markings and the signage. Now you can speculate using modal verbs and probability or of probability or possibility. So Mohammed, when you're going to describe your picture, I want you to speculate. I don't know if you intend to do that. I want you to pick details in the picture and speculate on what their presence might mean. Or for example, if you're going to talk about the weather, you can take an element of the weather and speculate about why the weather is like that or what it means if the weather is like that. Okay?
Okay.
Good. So as I was saying earlier, whatever you're going to talk about in the picture, please locate the details. If you pick anything that you've seen, say where it is in the picture. Tell the examiner so that the examiner can also look easily and find what you're talking about. It makes the description easy. You can use expressions, as I said, such as in the background, in the foreground, in the middle ground, at the bottom, at the top, in the bottom left corner, in the bottom right corner, in the top right corner, behind, in front of. Okay? And speculate a lot. Now, let's go back to our picture. Does someone want to say anything? Is someone speaking? Vera? Okay, so Mohammed?
Yes.
You have the floor. Please describe our picture.
In this picture, I can see an aircraft which is parking on the apron, standing on the grass, maybe. And the aircraft in this picture is connected with a hub bridge to permit the passenger boarding on the plane. I can see there are 2 men, maybe they are technicians. Behind the aircraft, I can see some grasses, maybe is a runway. The aircraft is white and the tail is red. And is also connected by the emergency vehicle. Maybe the aircraft is just coming to land. That's enough.
Okay, Mohammed, that was a good attempt. I appreciate it. So it took you 1 minute, exactly 1 minute and 6 seconds to describe our picture. So I would recommend you keep talking. It's better to talk, until the examiner stops you, instead of talking and not reaching the allotted time, okay? Not spending all of your allotted time. So normally you will be given around approximately 1 minute and 30 seconds, 90 seconds. I told you about it, to describe a picture. If you speak the way that you've just spoken, the examiner can consider that maybe you don't have enough vocabulary to describe your picture, or that you are not fluent enough, or you're not communicative enough. There is still so much to say about the picture that you could have said. Okay. You did not talk about the markings. There are yellow markings, there are red markings, for example. You could have speculated a little more about the technicians. I can see an indication, for example, for R on the jetty. You could have spoken about that too. The tail of the aircraft is red. You just said white and red. The edges of the wings are red too. You could have spoken about that. Okay, there is still so much more that you can say about the picture. So when you practice at home, I want you to record yourself while describing a picture and make sure that you go past 90 seconds. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
That was a good attempt. You can do better than that. Someone else wants to try? Sherifa says, I can't get anything, please. Sherifa, I don't know what's happening. Obviously, you have the problem because Mohammed just listened and participated. And I can see that others are asking questions in the chat, which means they can hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sherifa, is that you?
This picture shows us an airplane parked on
Can you please introduce yourself first?
airport. We can see the jetty start to the door where passengers get out. It may be time for passengers to get out. And this picture was shot probably at the afternoon because it is very sunny. And we can see
Ivan? Ivan, are you getting us?
it may be.
Ivan, can you stop, please? Are you getting us?
Looks very calm. The photo was taken by a passenger waiting in the waiting room. That's all.
Ivan, I did not get anything you said. I would have loved for you to introduce yourself first, at least say your name, and then wait for me to give you the top to start so that I could have recorded your description. So I have no idea how long it took, and I did not hear your introduction. Are you getting me, Eva? Okay. Eva is not getting us. I'm not sure he's with us. Does anyone else want to try? Wataha? I'm going to act as if we were in a classroom. Wataha, do you want to try? No one else. You guys just want to listen to me and not practice. Okay. I've got some other pictures to describe, but you still have to participate, guys. Next picture, who wants to try? Yes, Dauda, go ahead, please.
Okay, are you hearing me?
We are getting you, DM.
Okay.
Can you just say your name and maybe your country, please?
Okay, my name is Dauda Folashade and I'm Beninese.
Excellent, thank you. So look at the picture. You've got 10 seconds to look at the picture and then you can start describing.
Okay.
Just start when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready.
Go ahead.
Okay, this picture shows first of all, one black woman in one kitchen. At the foreground, that's a white woman wear a white cloth, and she is cooking something. And the kitchen is bigger, and in this kitchen there are many things like fruit, knife, table, and I think that she is cooking a meal for the diner for her family. That is what I can say about it. I have forgot some, excuse me, I forgot many things. I will retry it after.
Okay, can you not see something on her left or on her right?
Yes, on her left we can see
a casserole.
Yes, a casserole, many casserole, little and many kind of casserole. And and I'm seeing that she have something in something that she is using to cook the meal on her right hand.
A spatula.
Okay, a spatula. She has a spatula in her right hand.
Yes. What about the containers?
I don't know. Maybe it can be a pepper soup or one soup. I don't know what is in the casserole. I don't know. It can maybe a soup.
Okay, that was a good attempt. So this is something that can happen during your test. That you stop quickly as if you didn't have words anymore, but it's not something that I recommend. Guys, don't stop speaking during your picture description. There is always more information to find in the picture.
Okay.
Stopping gives bad signals to the examiner. Don't stop, stay focused and find elements that you can talk about. You did not talk about the books. There is a tap, there is a wall, even the most basic details. Talk about the rings. The woman's rings, you can see rings on her fingers, left hand, right hand. You can talk about her hair. The hair is long. You can talk about her pullover.
Okay.
You can talk about, there's still so much. There is an island. She's cooking on an island. The cooker is built in. When you look at the picture, every detail counts. Every detail. When you pick a detail, if you lack words, talk about everything you see on that detail. For example, the pot is orange, the casserole, the one that is on the stove is orange, right? The woman is not black. She seems to be white to me. You can say how beautiful her rings are, and you can speculate about the time of the day. You can see natural lighting, which means that maybe it's daytime and she's cooking lunch. Yes, go ahead, please. Mohamed?
Oui.
Did you stop?
Yes.
Can you start over, please?
Okay. I see in this picture, I can see a woman is wearing a white shirt, and she is in the kitchen. She is cooking. On the left, I can see some boxes. And in front of the woman, we can see the material. Sorry, Madam.
Do you want to stop? Can't you see anything in front of her?
I see more thing, but the name of this.
Okay, do you know what the thing is used for?
Maybe she makes soup or something to eat.
Yeah, probably she's probably making soup or anything or something to eat.
Yeah.
What about the fruit that you see in the bottom right corner, bottom left corner?
I can see the corner.
Or maybe the casserole on the right hand side.
So I can see in the corner we can see 3 casseroles.
When you say that you can see casseroles, you can talk about your own experience, okay? What do you do with casseroles, for example, in your home? You can say, I have this type of casseroles at home. I usually use them to cook soup or pepper soup. These are the kind of things that you can say to, you know, fill the description.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Okay.
Mohammed, I hope that if I'm not too busy, I would love to have another session just to practice with you. And who tried earlier? Dauda. I would love for us to work together if you guys are available. Okay, Naz, go ahead.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm not going to describe the picture. I'm not. But there is only one problem that I just noticed. The thing is, it's just they have a lot of ideas, but they are just mixed up in their head.
They have just to focus and to know exactly what they want to say. Don't mix the ideas. When you start by details, you can't come back for general idea. I think if they follow the steps, it can be easier for them to describe, because that's the only problem that they have. They don't have steps. They don't have steps in their head that they have to follow. They are just saying things directly. It's like they are afraid when they get the picture, they don't know exactly what to say, or they are losing the words. They know everything in that, but just that they are stressed. So they need more practice and follow the steps that you enumerate from the beginning.
Thank you so much, Nasma. Guys, she is precious. I hope you heard what she said, and I agree with her totally and completely. You have to follow the steps. Follow the steps, and of course, you guys need practice. Sherifa?
Okay, I want to try and describe also.
Yes, dear. Go ahead in a moment. Please take into consideration what Nasma just said. Okay. All right, just give me a minute. I'll record your description so that we know how long it's taken.
Okay.
Okay, when you're ready, go ahead.
Okay, let me begin. In this picture, I can see a woman with a white top cooking on a gas stove inside an orange pot, holding a wooden spoon. And beside her, I can see some other spatulas in another white container and 3 other white containers with brown covers. In this same picture, I can see some lemons inside a bowl, and beside her there's a metallic casserole. Yeah, there's a metallic casserole. I can also see a white cupboard behind her with some books and a sink with a tap. And the background looks gray. The background is gray. It's gray. I can also see, what can I say? I'm panicking. Sorry. Okay, I can also see that in the picture, her stove actually is on marble tiles, like where the bowl of lemons and the other white bowls with wooden covers are on. And beside the lemons, I can see an orange, like a spice container, an orange spice container, if I'm not mistaken. And well, that's all for my description. Thanks.
That was good. That was very good, Sherifa. I don't understand why you got panicked and why you're stressed when you have so many ideas. Maybe Nasma might want to correct you or bring some corrections to what you did. I'm going to just say that to me, first of all, it took 1 minute and 37 seconds. So I think that was the longest so far. Okay, that's very good. Now, what I would have loved for you to add is the locations or the positions in the picture of the things that you were describing. If someone has their eyes closed and you're trying to describe the picture to them and they want to picture everything you're saying, they will not know where the lemons are exactly in the picture. They will not know where the containers, the white containers with the brown covers are. You didn't say where they were. You just say that you could see those. It would have been great for you to say that it's in the bottom right corner of the picture, and that on the right, the lemons were there on your right, on her right, instead on your left. When you talked about the casserole, you just said it was beside her. It would be good for you to give the exact location so that someone who is listening to you can position the casserole, the metallic casserole, in the picture. Okay?
Okay.
Sure. Speculating. I hear you speculating. Nas, would you like to add something?
Yes. What I would like to add is when you are describing a picture, start by pretending that the person that you are talking to doesn't know the picture that you are describing. Just pretend so you can give a lot of details. Because when you think that the person has already the picture, so we just say as like you describe now, because you describe it well, but as Mrs. Crystal said, you didn't locate the things. This is because you think that that person has already the picture. So just think from the beginning, pretend that that person that you are talking to has closed his eyes and doesn't know what picture are you describing. So you can give a lot of details and you will do a lot of how can I explain? You can do it very well in a good way. You can locate everything and tell him every detail, because in your mind you have to explain him and everything in order for him to know everything where they are. And that's it.
Thank you so much. Sharifa, did you understand everything Nasma said? You're still
Hello, yes, I understood everything she said, and thanks for the tip.
You're welcome. You have to practice, just practice, and don't panic. You're good. So we are the following one. If there's no one to describe the picture, we'll go to reading comprehension.
Okay, this picture shows us two women, two white women.
Is that Dauda? Dauda, is that?
Yes, I'm here.
Don't be shy. Go ahead. Would you like to describe our new picture?
هو واحدين كونكسيون ضعيف.
Okay.
ياسر من تحديش واحد نودي يتكلم لايف في الآخر.
Let's go to reading comprehension. Okay.
ها؟ شو؟ اللود وقعت بالزينة.
Can I describe this picture?
You guys are probably, really very probably, I say this because it's not really a text that's given. Listening comprehension. Most candidates.
مشي أنت مساج بيجي. أنا قلت له أنا راح عندك ما بجاوبه.
C'était au début.
أنا مختار أنا طفت إلى ما نسايم مشي أنت مساج مش راي.
Okay, perfect. So let me go back to sharing the screen. So I was saying that for you guys, it's going to be reading comprehension. You will be given a passage, relatively short. It's not going to be 3,000 words. You'll be given a text. You'll be told or instructed to read the text silently. You'll be allotted time to read the text. And then you'll be asked what the text is about. What you are not asked to do is memorize the text. Sometimes because you're stressed, you're going to take the test and try to memorize as many sentences as possible, thinking that later on the examiner will ask you the information that you were trying to memorize. No, that is not what is expected of you. So don't try to memorize the text. Don't try to memorize the first sentence. Don't try to memorize the last sentence. However, what you can do when you have to summarize a text orally, you can ask yourself, for example, what does the author want to tell me? Okay, so when you start reading the text, there's going to be something in the text that you feel this is the purpose of the text. This is what the message that is trying to be given to the reader. Okay, if you ask yourself that question, hopefully you can locate the general idea of the text. You can also ask yourself, after reading, what could be the title of this text? One thing that you have to know is that most of the time titles, maybe except when the titles are riddles, when they are not riddles, most of the time the titles have the general idea, the main information about the text. So if you are able to give a text a title, then you've probably understood the text and you can talk about the topic in the text. Okay, you can also look at the title and find the main idea in the text. For example, if you're given a passage and then the title is Racism in 2022, obviously the text is going to be about racism nowadays. Okay, so most of the time the main idea is hidden in the title of the text, and so it's not very likely that you will be given a text with a title. It's more likely that your text will not have a title and you will have to read it thoroughly to find the main idea. So if there is no title, you can look at the topic sentences. So if you have written essays before, or if you've learned about essay writing or writing in general in English, then you know what topic sentences are. They're generally the first, like maximum the second sentence, and they contain the most important information about the text, the topic of the text, the main idea. So when you want to start writing an essay, you put the topic sentence, you put the main idea in the topic sentence so that the reader immediately knows what you're going to develop in your body, what you're going to talk about later, so they can decide whether it will be interesting to them or not. So the topic sentence is a sentence that draws the reader's attention. And generally in text, the main idea is found in the topic sentence. So read the first sentence, a second, and you'll understand what the text is about. You can also look at the concluding sentences. Okay. When you're concluding a writing, you make a reference once again to what you've spoken about. So people generally say that when you want to write, whoever you are, you start by telling people what you're going to talk about in the introduction, so in the topic sentence too. And then in the body, you tell them what you want to tell them. And at the end, you tell them what you just told them. So it becomes obvious that in the introduction and in the conclusion, you will definitely find the main idea of the text. So once you found the main idea, you gather your background information plus everything you've read, every detail that you can remember reading in the text. Then you develop a little summary that you present to the examiner. I don't know if that was clear, or if you guys have any kind of difficulty. If not, we can practice reading comprehension. Does anyone have a question?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Can we write some notes during the exam or not?
I see you.
Tu peux lire le message? Monsieur Rarm. Mon messenger. Monsieur SMS.
Ahmed speaking.
Can we write some notes during the exam of the reading comprehension?
If we can do what?
Write some notes.
If you can write. notes.
Aye.
You can ask for a draft, but you're not going to be given time to write anything. Don't forget, it's a speaking exercise. I don't know, Nasma, if you have, I don't know, a different experience of these tests, do you think the candidates can take notes and write?
If we have 3 minutes to read the text, we can write some notes. I don't know.
think you will be allowed to do that. Even if you could, because when you'll be given the text, they will take back the text before they ask you to talk about, to summarize the text. So why would you take notes?
Maybe we can forget some important thing in the text.
That's exactly what I was telling you about. So the purpose is not for you to memorize everything that is in the text. You will definitely have a general idea of what they're talking about. Okay, Mohammed, let's do an exercise, okay? You're going to comment, you're going to summarize the following text. You'll read it and then I'll switch the slide, okay? I'll move to another slide and then you'll comment, okay?
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you.
Can you see my screen?
No.
Okay, I think I stopped sharing. Let me go back to sharing. Yeah, I think you can see it now.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
Mohammed, go ahead. You have, take your time, read the text, and then we can talk about it. Okay, Mohammed, can you tell us about the text? What did you read?
The text is, the meaning of text is writing about a person name is Dominic, and she was a power man, and after that he became a rich man. He became a famous entrepreneur. What else?
That's all. So do you think you would have said more if you had taken notes?
Yes, of course.
What would you have written?
About his relationship with a scopper in UK. And
Okay. Is there anyone else who read the text and wants to try?
Hello.
Hello, Vera.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, dear. Would you like to summarize the text?
Yes.
Go ahead, dear.
Okay, the text is talking about a young boy called Dominic. He was searching for maybe information on visa, but he mistakenly made a mistake on the spelling. So he found himself writing a company's name. So the company was selling. The problem here is that I don't know what scooter is, so I don't know how to go about it.
It's not a problem. You just say a scooter, and that's all.
Okay. So the company was selling a scooter, and then he made a deal with the company where the company gave him a sample of the scooter to sell. The deal was if he sells one scooter, he will be given the other one. So he started doing that bit by bit. He started with one, he sold it. Then he made profit out of it. So at the end, he made it his job, and by the end of the week, he could sell so many scooters, and that's how he became rich, and he was crowned an entrepreneur. So in general, the passage is talking about a small boy who became rich mistakenly.
That's excellent, dear. That is simply excellent. I don't have anything to say about that. So just clap for yourself wherever you are. So I would like you to share your method. How did you succeed in gathering so much information about the text?
I understood the text because the text was, from my own point of view, it was not really that. I read the topic was talking about a teenager who became a millionaire. So when I was reading the text, I was trying to locate how he became the millionaire. So that's where I was really interested.
Perfect.
How he became millionaire. So
that's perfect. Mohammed, I don't know if you're listening to Vera. Did you listen to what she said?
Yes, I listen.
First of all, there is a title. Did you even notice? A teenage social media millionaire. From the title, you know what the text is going to be talking about. Exactly. And immediately you remove irrelevant information, and then you just understand the most important information. You find out how he became a millionaire, and that's all. You don't have to, be right about absolutely every detail when you're summarizing your text. But if overall, if you end up talking about a teenage social media millionaire, then you have it. So Vera, during your test, if you succeed in summarizing the test like that, then the rest is a piece of cake, because the examiner will understand that you have understood your text, that the comprehension is almost perfect, or if not perfect, and then the examiner will ask you more questions about the topic in general. Maybe they might ask you what you think of teenage social millionaires in general, maybe influencers. Maybe you'll start talking about social media and its impact on youths. But the perfect start is for you to summarize your text as perfectly as you just did. Really, that was very good.
Okay, thank you so much.
So guys, there is a second text, this time no title. Read it. The first person to finish reading can start commenting or summarizing. Oh, sorry. Okay, guys, anyone?
I have a small idea.
Okay. That's still Vera. I would have loved for someone else to try first.
Okay.
Mohammed, would you like to try this time? Another attempt? Or Sherifa? Let me look at the list of participants. There are people here who are not talking. No one? Guys, don't be shy. This is a great opportunity to practice. You're not going to have another one like this one. Vera, go ahead. Let's conclude the session with your summary of the text.
I want to try, please.
Sherifa, go ahead. Please, Vera, wait. Sherifa, go ahead. You have the floor.
Okay. Does the text, wait, do you remove the text or I should just continue looking at it because it's still on the screen?
Don't have removed. Go ahead.
Okay, from the text, I think the main point I got from it is about child marriage in Nepal. And it first began by talking about something about gender equality, but the main thing that they are still battling with is child marriages, as girls get married before the age of 18 in Nepal. And they went on to give two reasons why there is child marriage in Nepal. The first one was about poverty and the other one was about food insecurity. Like those who are from poorer families get into marriage earlier than those from rich marriages. And also the poverty causes like the family to send their daughters to early marriages because they are trying to reduce the financial burden. That's what I got from the text.
Really, you're doing so well. Let me just clap for yourself.
Thank you.
Very good. So I think we need, or no, you guys need to practice. The other ones, all of you anyway. It doesn't hurt to practice as much as possible before the test. So we're going to round up. I hope this was interesting to you guys. I hope it helped the session. Feel free to, I don't know if everybody here is part of the group. I hope you guys are, because it's the only place where I posted the link. If you guys have any kind of question, just ask in the group, and then when I read it, I'll answer. I hope you guys follow me on Facebook too, and maybe Instagram, because I post a lot of information there, or much information on my social media. But I'm going to be sharing much with you guys in the group as soon as I
sorry, madam. Good evening. I would like to know if the date of the exam is the 18th or the 23rd.
No, it's the 23rd. The 18th, the exams, all of the exams begin on the 20th, on the 18th. But I think air traffic controllers, their exams, maybe it's psychometric test, right? And English is from the 23rd to the 25th. I don't know exactly, but the contest begins on the 18th for the others.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Guys, it's going to stop in a minute. We just have time to say bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye, merci.
Good luck, prepare well, stay focused.
How about